council. Where would y'all like me to start first? OCA or?
Just fire away, Judge.
Okay, well, OCA report, for the previous month, total, revenue brought in was, 8385, which is, as you can see on the, pages, that it tends to fluctuate about and around this time of the year, on that sheet right there. I know it's really small, but if you go down there and you look back a couple of years, April, it's usually about that time. I guess people tend to take their cooler air and utilities a little more important than paying those fines. And, you know, I can't say I blame them with triple digit numbers. We also had some lower than normal numbers that citations come in. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the municipal court is sitting there idle. We're moving on with either show causes or capias for the people that have defaulted and hadn't come around, hadn't notified the courts. So we're slowly moving along forward. So far as ordinance violations, again, we don't have any on that. Of course, the new cases submitted on the 2024 sheet, as you can see. It goes from 77 the previous month, 87 the previous month, 92, previous month after that is 137, and then of course in January 133. So, you know, there's a slight decline in citations being submitted to the municipal court. There's really not too much this go around, but if y'all got any questions, I can glad to answer them for you.
Judge Berkeley, I want to ask if you could maybe speak to them just a bit about the truancy legislation. I think you mentioned.
Okay. I was talking to Mr. Reyes about the truancy diversion program that needs to be set in place before January 1st, 2025. Which requires whoever's doing the truancy that we must have a caseworker. And, you know, we were discussing that is not what we're doing now, but we also have to have a plan as well established by them. Now, I know that I talked to Mr. Reyes and they said that the county was possibly looking at taking that over, but it's neither here nor there because nobody's pulled the trigger on it. So irregardless, if in fact we're still doing it, which we don't mind, but we will have to have a paid case manager to monitor those cases and assist with the diversion youth program that we have to have in writing pretty much.
Just, is this a municipal responsibility or?
It's whatever jurisdiction is doing the truancy. Yes.
Any insight on that?
Nothing at all. We did hear about the deadline coming up, but as far as truancy, we just hired our own truancy officer, maybe about 3 weeks ago, almost a month. But as far as what he's the case manager.
Yeah, but that's pertaining to when we have truancy court, we have to have a case manager. Yeah. Plus the program in writing. To where, hey, this is what we're doing to use that diversion, which is kind of difficult and it kind of sets us back because we technically say a student is brought before the courts, right? And we use the diversion program. Well, we can't actually assign a case number like we do right now. So we have to allow them the opportunity to try to take care of it and complete it, and if they complete it successfully, then it's great, you know, kudos, that's, you know, what the program is for. But if it's not, then the truancy court has to come back and start from the get-go again, assign a number, and then go with the proceedings.
Does it have to be an employee through the city of Pierce, through the cities? or can it be a partnership with an organization who carries the caseworkers?
Whoever's qualified as a caseworker to manage, you know, the youth.
Right, Delamonte, do you remember when we did the truancy court, we had an agency that came in, an outside agency who carried caseworkers for the truancy court, and we sat in here along with the ACE program and all those after-school programs.
Yeah.
And they handled their own.
They handled it.
Alright, good.
So,
We had, I know in our community I was worked at, we had a lot of these truancy things went through the juvenile probation department.
That's, you were right, Mom, I was thinking the same thing. That might be a good first.
So anyway,
And I had reached out to the juvenile probation office, and they had mentioned something about the county wanting to take it over because they were filing for a grant. But again, like I said, it's neither here nor there. Nobody said, yeah, we are. And the last thing we wanna do is, you know, get caught unaware. We might have to look a little bit more into it.
Definitely. Council, any other questions for our judge? All right, Judge, thank you very much. Next up, do we have a fire department report, our local firefighter and city employee, Officer Escobedo?
Good evening, Council. I want to start off real quick thanking Mr. Reyes, Mayor, and City Council for the support in moving the fire department forward. I really do appreciate it, especially the public who support our local fire department. To give you a quick bio of myself, my name is Don Escobedo Jr. I'm Assistant Fire Chief for the Pearsall Volunteer Fire Department. I started back in 1994. I took a few years off after that and came back. I have 25 years of active service with the Pearsall Volunteer Fire Department. Now, the report, this is a report for last year, from January 2023 to January 2023 to December 2023. We had 206 incidents. That's incidents is including structure fires, vehicle fires, medical call-outs, assisted public, and crashes. Whatever they need the fire department for, we're there. We have 16 personnel right now and 2 cadets. Now, on the report says 17. The new cadet came in play after this report was put out. So we have two cadets, 18 cadets, 18 members altogether. Now, Mr. Reyes requested a breakdown of structure fires with 2 years. Unfortunately, we went to a new system, new computer system, reporting system, and I can only access a year and a half. So in your package, you should have what's called Pearsall Fire Rescue Structure Fires for Pearsall from January 1st, 2023 to May 1st, 2024. We have had 23 structure fires in the city of Pearsall. Now, also, Mr. Reyes requested the construction of these buildings, of these structures that caught on fire. So we're looking at wood frame residential, 14 of them, manufactured homes / RVs, 3, commercial brick, wood, or other construction, 5. We have mutual aid. As we know, we respond to mutual aid, we back up Dilly, Moore, Bigfoot, whoever needs our assistance. On the demolition side, there's been 9 has been demoed, 1 is in progress, 3 is out in the county, 6 has been repaired, and 4 has no action. On confined to origin, which means the fire was confined to that spot where the fire started. We have 7, and with minimum damage was caused. Exposures, we had 1. Now, in exposure fires, when there's a structure fire and the house is too close to the other, it's what we call, that's called an exposure. They get the heat, radiated heat coming out from the structure that's on fire, and the exposure catches on fire. We have 1. As of January 1st, 2024, year to date, Pearsall fire call-outs was 83. Well, that number is wrong now. As up to date today, we're at 88 calls. We're seeing more calls this year than we had last year at this time. The only thing that's helped us is the weather. The weather, the rain has kept the grass fires and fires to a minimum. The humidity has kept fires to a minimum if started. And I also want to let you know other events that the Pearsall Volunteer Fire Department, participates in, which is your National Night Out. We host the National Night every year, and we invite other agencies to come in and enjoy the National Night Out also to also assist. We also we put on what's called fire prevention for kids. Every year we go to every school district, or the school districts that are the little ones, and we do fire prevention depending on the topic that they have for that year. Last year was cooking fires. Now, I just gotta make sure y'all keep in mind, as I'm reading all this, is that we're all volunteers. We all have full-time jobs, and we're all volunteers. We also participate in parades, community events, fundraising for scholarships. This is a third annual scholarships. We give 5 scholarships up to 5 high school students or seniors who graduated, who are going to graduate and go to college. What we do is we do fundraisers, yard sales, barbecue, whatever we can to accumulate this fundraise, money, so we can give it back to the community and give it as scholarships to the kids. We also participate in mock drills, tabletops, discussions, we've seen you there a few times. On mock drill, tabletop discussions, we provide more mutual aid for other agencies, and we're here to assist and serve the public. Do you have any questions for me?
None, thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. Well done. All right, council, on to our presentation, item 6A. This is a proclamation for the month of May 2024 is a Community Action Month. I'm going to read this proclamation. Whereas Community Council of South Central Texas, Inc. was established as a community action agency on May 1st of 1965, and whereas the services area encompasses the South Central and Southwest Texas counties of Atascosa, Bandera, Comal, Emmett, Edwards, Frio, Gillespie, Guadalupe, Karnes, Kendall, Kinney, Kerr, LaSalle, Live Oak, Maverick, McMullen, Medina, Real, Uvalde, Valverde, Wilson, Zavala, Terrell, Presidio, Pecos, Jeff Davis, Beth, Culberson, Brewster, and Crane. And whereas Community Action has made essential contribution to individuals and families across this nation by creating economic opportunities and strengthening communities, and whereas Community Action is a robust state and local force connecting people to life-changing services and creating pathways to prosperity in 99% of all American counties, and whereas Community Action builds, promotes economic stability as an essential aspect of enabling and enhancing stronger communities and stable homes, and whereas Community Action strategies and innovative solutions involve as the needs of individuals, families, and communities in cities, suburbs, and rural areas change. And whereas Community Action is experienced in advancing opportunities by coordinating federal, state, and local and private resources to achieve results for people and communities. And whereas Community Actions insist on community participation and involvement, ensuring that all sectors of the community have a voice and will be heard. And whereas Community Action is celebrating 60 years, that's 60, of innovation, impact, and proven results for Americans. Now, therefore, I, Ben T. Briscoe, Mayor of Pearsall, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Community Action Month in recognition of the hard work and dedication of all Pearsall, Texas Community Action agencies. In testimony thereof, I here do set my hand and cause to be affixed the great seal of Pearsall, Texas on this 14th day of May 2024. All right, we've got some Community Action members. You guys please come up. We'll take a picture, and council, if you guys will gather around, recognize the work that these folks do to make our communities better. Everybody in there? Pull that proclamation.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. One more. Mr. Ramiro, I can't see you. Can you move? 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you. I'll see you there.
thank you very much. Item 6B, update on the Victor Trevino Sports Complex Master Plan. City Manager? Victor Trevino Sports Complex.
What we wanted to do is kind of give you an update of where we're at with our comprehensive sports complex master plan. And what you have here some posters. This was a result of our last 2 meetings that we've had, and that will have completed all our community meetings and stakeholders. And if you will note, the dots is where we did 2 school events. Councilman Trevino was there, and he may want to add some information to it. But we asked them to place their dots, what they thought was of most importance, so that we could come back and relay that information to our council. We did talk to them about how our city council is responsible for the policy that is placed for the city. And so they were real excited about learning that, and at some point we'd like to maybe bring the government class or someone to attend one of y'all's meetings. But this is what these dots are.
What's that one right there, with all those dots?
Yeah, this one
It's the
is the
smallest.
pool,
Oh,
which I was just about to say. In summary, improvements or more restrooms and a swimming pool is what we have gathered from, do you have the jump drive on this one?
The general public, just give you an idea, this is kind of what we're really looking at, so these are just ideas of, gave ideas to the kids of what they would like to see in city parks or what their preference was. So that's what they had, and they put dots on things they'd like to see, so that's what the kids did. We went out and visited middle school and high school kids, I believe.
8th grade and
Junior high and high school.
So that's what this is, so anyway.
That was the last 2 groups that we met with. We did have some other meetings throughout November and December with community stakeholders as well, and we received input from them. And I'm not gonna go through the entire survey, but we did a survey, and we were at some of the events that were held throughout, and I'll talk about those in a minute, but if you will notice that one of the most favorite park was Fireman's Park. So I think we need to make some improvements for our city park. The activities for, was baseball, softball, basketball, and soccer, and biking, flag football, all the sand football, all of those all came out about the same. Those are some of the programs that they'd like to see out there. How often do they visit the parks? Weekly. Would you be interested in participating in community events? That was a big yes. And what is your overall satisfaction with our current open spaces in our city? And it was pretty neutral, not satisfied. It was kind of neutral on the response there. Would you recommend our city in open spaces? Probably yes. What range of members in your household use the park most often and our trails? And it was the under 18. So this tells me we really need to get out there, perhaps a multi-purpose building where we can offer more programs to our adults and our senior citizens. And you'll see where some of those dots were placed on the multi-purpose.
Before we forget, first and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Carrillo who helped as far as the school, the idea to go out to the schools. A lot of times we don't ask the kids what they think. Ms. Talamantes also helped out with that as far as organizing that. And then the QR code, the idea is actually, Bianca's the one that does it. So if you do the QR code here, you're able to fill out the survey. So we give free drink, whoever does it. No, I'm just kidding. But you're welcome to look at the questionnaire close.
Yes.
We've had 4 or 5 community meetings.
And
how is the
response on Facebook?
What you see is that is.
That's the whole summary of all our responses, including on our website. You could, scan the QR code and fill out our survey.